What's up? How you guys doing today? My name is TRUE Monti. I'm 20 years old, and hopefully I can tell a story after all that information. I'm going back in my head. Am I going to tell a story properly? I have no idea. but it's okay. I was told by a very important man that as you're speaking, all you got to do is directly look at a good-looking girl. And if you just keep looking at that one girl, it'll be okay. And my girlfriend's over here, so just keep staring at her, and hopefully I'll say things properly. Well, when I was younger, I couldn't say young, not that old, so I had to put a little at the end of it. I was an artist from the get-go. I later found out that my dad was an artist and kind of dropped it because the way his dad taught him at an early stage was you need a 5 to 9 job. If you don't have a 5 to 9 job, you're not getting anywhere in life. And when I was younger, my dad always told me, he's like, look, I'm not going to do what my dad did to me. Although my grandfather was awesome, he's my Pepe, that's like French for those of you guys who know about that. But he was an awesome guy. And he did not want me to grow up like my dad did. And so they kind of pushed me to do what I wanted to do. At the age of 6, and the reason why I began to draw, the reason how I found out I could draw was because I was diagnosed with a mental disorder, as you could say, a neurological disorder, and it's called tic syndrome. It's a form of Tourette's, except I'm not cursing all the time. But I have this issue, this strange issue. When I was 6 years old, I'd be walking down the street, and I have a tic. It goes like this. So from then on, I say hi to everybody, and they have no idea. Why is that kid saying hi to me? Because I'm just going like this to everybody. Like, how you guys doing today? So how's it going? So from that young age, I began to try and give the pencil and the paper, all my aggressions and all my spunkiness, as someone would call it, and I began to draw. I began to draw all the time, and this would go on for years. I went to Holy Cross High School, an awesome high school in Connecticut, and I would always get in trouble because as the teacher was talking to me, I can care less. I was drawing Abraham Lincoln's head because that's just what I wanted to do at the time, and I couldn't focus on what the teacher was saying. And for those of you guys who don't know, tic syndrome has 2 forms of symptoms. You can either have OCD or you can have ADD, and I'm not OCD because my room is terribly destroyed, but I have ADD and I can't focus. There was a time where my dad took me to I believe it was a neurologist or whatever, and he prescribed some awesome medicine for me. It was terrible, to be honest. I began to get these crazy thoughts of suicide. I hate my life. I hate where I'm going. I am nothing. And I began to seek the approval of people. I wanted to seek this approval because I never had it. I did, though. It's just that my mind wouldn't let me think that. I don't talk about this often. This is a perfect setting to talk about it. But my mind would not let me get to that place. And so I decided one day, you know what, I'm going to do something with my art and what I love to do, Abraham Lincoln heads, and I'm going to earn the respect from people. If you guys don't know who Jody Meyer, wow, did I just forget her name? Joyce Myers. If you guys don't know who she is, she's a Christian author, but she's an amazing leader. And she said that in her studies, one of the main reasons why, not every, but a lot of these famous people became who they are is because they felt so rejected and so alone that they had to prove to somebody they were worth it. And they eventually attained that because they worked so hard at it. And I did. I worked so hard at it. This is my monster. I just up and all over the place. But I worked so hard at it. I started True Monti, it wasn't that long ago. When I was 15 years old, I began to sell apparel. I would take a permanent marker, draw something on a piece of paper, scan it into the computer, and there you go. There's a piece of art. But it wasn't until Johnson & Wales University that I truly found out what I wanted to do and what I thought my calling was. See, I had a rough high school career. And not only was it a challenging for me, but I loved art, and it seemed like art was not as important as it should have been, and there was a missing link to the education. It wasn't until Johnson & Wales University that I found out how to take all my aggression and everything that I had going wrong in my life, turn it into something positive, which was art, and then affect other people along the way. And the missing link is very simple. We need to reform our education. Whether you're a dancer, whether you're a pencil artist, a painter, a graphic artist, etc., we need to do something that is so game-changing and it's not only going to affect high school students now, but in the future. And we need to begin to teach young artists that there is a career opportunity in art. There is. But instead of just showing an artist how to become a good artist, we have to implement some kind of structure and educational experience to have them understand, just like you and me, we can do something with art, whether it be a nonprofit or a for-profit. But if we have that educational experience, we can learn how to take what you've created, your aggressions, your emotions, and put a price on it and sell it to an art gallery. Hopefully you guys are following me. I'm a little all over the place, but we need to implement a new structure of art education into high school students. When I was in Johnson & Wales, I formed True Monti Apparel. I rechanged the logo, and our mission now is to progressively educate youth through apparel. And one of the ways we're going to do it is we've actually created an a program that's not only getting artists to see a new potential in what they can do and what they can achieve with their talents, but we're going to be showing them how to implement the change, how to give them the tools necessary to progress a career in art. One of the ways, before I say that, have you guys, raise your hands if you guys ever heard of the starving artist stigma? Anybody? Come on, it's all over the place, everybody. I did. I was one of those people. You can't do anything with your art. You can't do anything. I don't want to say too loud, because I know you like this, but you can't. Go be a mathematician. I'm not good at algebra. This is what I believe a starving artist is after True Monti Apparel trains the young artists in high school. When they get into college and onto the future, this is what they will be. A starving artist is an artist that's so hungry after doing a day's work that they go out and they buy a cheeseburger. They're not hungry anymore because we've given them the tools necessary to not starve. I don't know if they'll be eating a cheeseburger. Some of them are vegan, but I'm not, so I love meat. This is at a photo shoot that we did. This guy's awesome. His name is Julius. He goes to my church like, dude, you're a good-looking guy. I need some models to help me out. It turns out he's a professional model, so there we go. It all works out. but let's get serious now, guys. So there's a method to this madness. When I was in Johnson & Wales University, a couple of professors that I like to thank would be Professor Gretchen, who is here today, Professor Valaro, John Robitaille, and the Entrepreneurship Center at Johnson & Wales University, because they actually cultivated this idea. And this idea was to take apparel in a for-profit company, a for-profit apparel company, and put a large percentage of the proceeds to educational programs that the apparel company creates. So hence our new mission. True Monti creates art and entrepreneurship programs to educate youth, and we fund these programs through apparel that we or our students create. I think it's a revolutionary idea because now a small company is actually the ones going to high schools and making a change. Instead of relying on other people or our government to do it, let's get the private sector involved, and let's get the private sector to start implementing that change. And so I've come up with a brainchild of mine 6 months ago. My team has been working on it, and actually at the Met School, their artists will be taking part in it, and it's called the True Start Contest. I created this True Start Contest because we're giving young artists a true start in a career in art. What they're going to be doing is they're going to be going to the TrueMonti.com where you can purchase our apparel. They're going to get a form, download the form off our website. This form is going to teach them how to price your artwork. This form is going to give them practical, easy to read, functional information on how to price your artwork. They're going to create an art piece. They have a month to do it, and they're going to send it back to us. And then we're going to put it on Facebook for a voting, which you guys can go to True Monti Apparel Facebook and vote yourselves. I want you guys to take part in it and what we can do. Don't just wear the brand. Actually, do something with it and take part in it. And then we're going to have an online voting section for a week. Then they're going to narrow it down to the 5 finalists. These 5 finalists will have their artwork displayed at Johnson & Wales University outside, and then the community gets to get involved in what they're doing and vote personally. And then we're going to have an art gallery for the 5 finalists and 19 other, and 15 other students that had the most votes out of everybody. And then we're going to have an art gallery, and we're going to train these students. This is how you price your work. This is how you approach art galleries, because we're inviting art gallery owners to this event. And this is how you start to change the stigma. This is how you start to change the stigma. This is how you begin to be to think progressive and to do something with your talent. Everybody has a story here. Everybody has a story. I do. Everybody does. And if you're an artist today and you're like, I love art, but I never thought that there was a career potential in it, I change that thought. We're doing it in the high school level because I believe that if you train a child in the way they should go, before they get to that point, we're going to have a successful art entrepreneurs or artpreneurs in the future. So this is my company. We are progression, or only wear progression is what I say. I hope you guys just take the journey with me. Hey, that's pretty much all I have for you guys.
Got it. Thank you, Brandon.